Welcome back, everybody. It is Goose the Grey here once again with more 5v5 League of Legends action, and this time around I will be watching a solo queue game, and it will be a game with a bunch of big names. We've got Curse Voyboy in here, we've got Medias Void Boss, and on the other side Bigfatlp, No Name from LMQTC, and Turtle the Cat, as well as Panzer Dragon. Turtle the Cat, of course, being Wildturtle. So a bunch of really big, good names here, and it should be incredibly fun to watch, just because everyone is pretty high up there on that solo queue ladder and has quite the skills, but at the same time, it's still a solo queue game, so anything can happen. So we are just into the game here, and I'll rearrange the champion icons real quick before going over the rosters here for both of these teams. Caitlyn, you go into the bot lane and Nidalee goes mid. Alright, so on that top lane, we will have a matchup between most likely Singed and Teemo. Not quite sure whether Diana will go mid or top against Singed. In the jungle, we will have Elise matching up against Lee Sin. In mid lane, then it will be Nidalee up against that Diana if she does go mid. Bottom lane, of course, it will be Caitlyn Thresh up against a Graves Leona. I'm really interested to see that Graves Leona because it's been such a long time since I've last seen one. So now into the game. And we have the red team here pretty aggressively setting up into this bottom river bush, but Diana is still not here. So there are only 4 men down there, and we do have the blue team also setting up a semi-offensive start here with 4 men in that middle river brush. Maybe looking for something. Thresh now moving forward. Where's the first action going to go down? Diana is finally here. Teemo has recalled and has gone back to base. So, we'll see what happens here. Is now Elise and Leona have moved over there. Thresh is still hanging around in that bush. Hasn't been spotted out yet either. I'm looking forward to that bottom lane. Graves Leona up against a Caitlyn Thresh is really just a game of who can outplay whom. Just because Graves is almost a melee ranged AD carry, and it'll be incredibly hard for him to actually get at Caitlyn, who's such a long-ranged AD carry. At the same time, Leona will really have to try and go for that engage on the enemy team, because when she gets poked down by Thresh and Caitlyn to the point where she doesn't want to engage anymore, she's practically useless. She's the one that has to facilitate the engage in that bottom lane for Graves to get into almost melee range, and that's not going to be all too easy. So right now it does look like I got a disconnect from the spectator server with everyone just sitting around. I hope I'll reconnect as soon as possible, because this would be kind of sad. Come on, game. Come on, computer. You can do it. It's not my internet connection, at least not supposedly. It says I'm still connected to everything else. It's just the spectator that is not allowing me to be there. What a shame. Let's see if I can reconnect to this game afterwards. Now, run. Paste the code again and hit OK and try to load back into this one. Try to get back onto the loading screen. A little bit sad there, but nonetheless an interesting start. Both of the junglers starting on the bottom half, and I am now back on the loading screen. So it does look like I should be able to get back into this game, and I hope that doesn't happen again. Did look like kind of a calm start. Now going over the lanes again, Diana up against Nidalee in that mid lane should be very interesting as well, simply because Diana can jump onto Nidalee and Nidalee then has to try and get away or go for the full on engage. But at the same time, Nidalee, all she wants to do is hang back, farm a bit, get those powerful spears, and then land them in the face of Diana. And Diana doesn't have any additional inherent movement abilities. Now, for the time being, she's the one shoving the lane hard at the start of the game, wants to get that early advantage, as are, of course, there we go. No Name actually DC'd, and we have Panzer Dragon Dazzling Doge. I never know how to say that word, and everyone's mad at you if you say it wrong. Everyone says it differently. I just dislike that word, simply because I don't know how to pronounce it. But it seems like it was a mass disconnect, actually, and everyone getting back into this game. We still have Singed proxy farming, and he will execute himself here after a while. Already 13 CS up onto the 5 of Teemo. We are now back in this game with everyone, I think, having reconnected. Thresh is still walking back towards the base. No Name still doesn't look to be back in the game, and Singed actually teleporting behind Teemo into that lane again, keeps proxy farming that one hard. Void Boss, you are one mean person. He picked up a mana crystal and goes right back to proxy farming that one, drawing Elise's attention yet again, but almost wipes out that entire minion wave. Only 2 left alive, and now he's walking out of there. He knows that probably Elise is coming for him. That's going to be the last 2 minions dying, and already he's hitting that 20 CS mark, the highest in the game right now. But here comes Elise, that cocoon lands, he's going to go down. The ignite is on, that's first blood over to Teemo. That is the risk if you're playing a proxy Singed. So first blood going over to the red team, and right now both of the supports actually being disconnected with everyone else still in this game. Gonna make it quite interesting because suddenly it's actually a 1 versus 1 bottom lane. Of course, that heavily favors Caitlyn. As I said earlier, Graves relies on that Leona to make the initiations happen. And so far, Caitlyn's just been able to bully Wildturtle. Wildturtle might be disconnected. He's just standing there auto-attacking. So who knows? Caitlyn places a trap right under him. He just still stands there, so apparently he is disconnected. Nice job by Caitlyn not to just kill him. Very sportsmanlike, I approve. So we do have Thresh and Leona finally back into this game, while Turtle's still not quite there. So it might not have just been me, it seems to have been everyone that disconnected. And now, while Turtle finally, the game realizes that he disconnected, brings him back to safety. Media's also disconnecting. What's going on with this game? Everyone just in and out and in and out. Here's Wildturtle now back in, but Medias is gone right now. What is Medias going to do? His Singed has already died twice. Well, once it was an execute, once he actually died. Now Thresh back disconnecting. What is going on here? League of Disconnects today. Looking across the 2 teams, Medias reconnected. It is still 1-0 for the red team. That kill went down in the top lane onto Teemo. But Singed is still happily farming, still has a farm advantage. Now Wildturtle back in this game as well, steps onto another trap, but that shouldn't matter too much. This completely disrupted the entire game flow though. Graves at this point 11 CS to the 38 out of Caitlyn, but in the mid lane it's 37 on Diana to 14 on Nidalee. Now there's a reconnect out of Thresh as well. That would be quite nice if he manages to go back into the game, because Leona has made it back and is already down that bottom lane. Medias is here as well, of course, and now it does look like we actually have a 5-on-5 team game, and we have Singed. What else would he be doing? Proxy farming yet again, getting himself low by that tower so that he can get himself executed right about now. Doesn't care too much, goes back to base, probably picking up that Catalyst, the Protector now. 45 CS to his name right now. Leona goes in, gets a stun down onto Caitlyn. That's a lot of damage. The Ignite is down as well, but No Name on the return takes a lot of damage back. Still only level 2, and now they engage in the mid lane. Barrier is there from Nidalee. So much damage coming out, but that barrier is not going to be enough because Diana manages to survive after the Spider Cocoon. Nice job done there by the red team. Diana just barely making it out of there, but here comes Medias, the flash and the counter flash, the sonic wave not connecting. That's Medias gonna have to head back into his jungle. Does still get hit up by a cocoon, some extra damage tagged on there by Elise. Wants to do as much as possible. Still chasing Medias actually through his entire jungle, but the sonic wave to the big golems will get him out of there. Repel actually coming in as well, but he's gonna be able to escape now. Just take those out. Meanwhile, we have a flash in the bottom lane. That smoke bomb still lands as well onto Caitlyn, but it's not quite the kill yet. Thresh still forced to flash as well. Where is Elise? She's back there on the backside. Now that they push that minion wave, they could try and go for the dive here. Thresh is still down there. Caitlyn as well on very low HP. Lee Sin is leaving. I think they know about that, so as soon as that minion wave is pushed, they should be going for the dive. Here comes the death sentence, not landing, only hits a minion. Elise is still there. Lee Sin is coming back in. Where's that Zenith Blade? There it is. The flash was there, but it didn't land. Here's Thresh going down. Then it's Caitlyn going down as well. Flash out it from Wildturtle. It's a double kill for the red team. 4-0 now in kills. 2,000 gold in the advantage. Lee Sin is finally making his way back down there, but it is too late to save anyone. Meanwhile, Teemo in a little bit of trouble. Voyboy came around there, but that spear narrowly missing after the fling was there from Singed, and now Voyboy going very low is going to be able to survive though. Teemo's still on very low HP as well. Is Singed going to tower dive? The flash and ignite have already gone out, but there are 2 shrooms under the tower. This could be dangerous. The first one was popped by minions. A spear lands, and that's going to... Oh my god, the turnaround kill. Teemo picking up Caitlyn, and the ghost here being used by Singed just to try and catch up to him. The fling was there, but not into the poison. Where's that poison trail, Singed? You have to kill him. Out of mana, but he does finally get it. Now Diana is coming in, trying to get the kill. The slow is there. There's the Moonfall trying to pull him back in. The ultimate rush, Lunar Rush was there, but the tower is here to protect Void Boss, and that's going to scare Bigfatlp away. He's just going to farm that minion wave again. 5-1 in kills now. And Nidalee, Voyboy not having the best game this time around. Death Sentence missing in the bottom lane. But yeah, 0, 2, and 1, and only 28 CS. Diana really having a much better time at 64, and that needlessly large rod picked up already as well. So at this point, we have a similar situation in bottom lane though, with only 26 CS on Graves and already 55 to Caitlyn's name. So she's got to be quite happy with that one, but that's not all that it's going to come down to. It's kills as well that matter, and Graves has gotten a kill and an assist. That means he's still even on items with that Caitlyn. Now we see Lee Sin coming around in that bottom lane again as well, and here's the death sentence onto Leona. That one hit. Leona actually going around the other way after the Dragon's Rage kick. That collateral damage is enough to get the first kill. Can Graves still turn around onto Lee Sin? He's so low, but it does look like he's going to be able to walk away from this one. Wildturtle trying to put on as much damage as he can still to Caitlyn. That's not going to be enough though, so Lee Sin escapes with his life after a very nice kill. Did come down. Here's the Moonfall. Here comes Elise around in the mid lane. That cocoon hits. That's Boy going to go down. Elise picking up another kill. Panzer Dragon doing a very nice job in these early phases of the game. 7-2 in kills. This is the red team slowly snowballing their lead. Still 2,000 gold though. So the blue team still has all the chances to make a comeback in this one, especially after Caitlyn being able to stick around in that lane. And this Cinch just proxy farming this entire time. He did pick up a kill earlier, but this is another minion wave just eradicated. He's at 78. He's got the most minions in the game, despite having died 4 times. He's got his teleport up as well, and he did put down wards in the enemy base. So as soon as Diana is past that and he has respawned in 10 seconds, he can go there and just keep proxying not only 1, but now 2 waves. He can get the middle one as well. At least back in that lane wants to save the tower. The cocoon misses, but the spiderling hits. Here's Lee Sin back in bottom lane to make a return appearance. Lands that sonic wave, but that was a smart decision not to go in. Would not have been good for him. Here comes the teleport out of Singed into the enemy base. He's really doing the ultimate Singed proxy, and there he is again, now waiting for the minion wave. He did it a little bit off time, but Death Sentence lands in the bottom lane. That's going to be the engage. Wildturtle going solo already. That's going to be the kill. Meanwhile, Thresh is the one being engaged on here as well, and Elise comes around, picks up the first kill. Now Caitlyn has to be careful. Elise does a lot of damage at this point. Spiral of the Ancient Wraith already completed. Oh my, that was dangerous, Lee Sin. You almost killed your AD carry, but the barrier was there from H-Core, and that saves him. Sonic Wave lands. That's going to be a double kill onto Medios. Nicely done. And that's a very nice trade, actually, in this bottom lane over for the blue team. Getting themselves back into the game. Meanwhile, Void Boss not able to get himself executed this time around. Still walking around the enemy base. Gonna go and proxy farm another 1 or 2 waves. He's been left alone there, but Elise, Leona are there now. Graves turning around as well. Wildturtle wants that kill to his name. And here's Singe trying to take out that middle wave and the bot lane wave at the same time. He's walking away now. Elise does manage to get onto him. There's the slow. The cocoon actually completely going the wrong way. Panzer Dragon, that's not where he was going. And Singed with his ultimate on will actually make it out of there. Teemo though, meanwhile, backdooring that top lane tower. Nicely done by him. He took quite a bit of damage, but he did take the first tower of the game. So Singe proxy farming is nice. Teemo doesn't care. It takes your tower down anyway. Now he's pretty low in HP, but there's nobody to capitalize on it, nobody to take him out. So for now, I'd say proxy farm, well, it's been going okay, and he's drawn a little bit of attention, but it's not gone as well as expected, as hoped, simply because Teemo did backdoor that tower and has still kept up nearly completely in farm. He's at 83. Solo Flare comes out in the bottom lane. Flash, Zenith Blade comes in as well. Where's that Shield of Daybreak? It doesn't actually land, but Elise comes around the backside. That's going to be a very dead Caitlyn. Collateral damage picking that one up. Now Thresh trying to get away under that tower. Elise is tanking it up. Has that Ignite taking as well. She does repel up though and might make it out just barely. Graves still trying to chase down Thresh, but Thresh is too fast. That's Graves not going to be able to catch up. So the wave is just going to be pushed in bot lane, and Panzer Dragon has to recall because Lee Sin is on his way to that bot lane. And Graves, you have to be careful. If Lee Sin gets in on you and kicks you backwards, there's the dash. Zenith Blade comes in. The cocoon is there as well. Medios is taking a lot of damage. Spear is there as well, though, from Nidalee. Boy trying to make an appearance. Here comes Bigfatlp over the wall. Flash Moonfall is onto Medios. The Ignite is ticking as well. There's a Lunar Rush. Picks up the 500 gold shutdown. Nicely done on her part. So Diana making something happen. Bigfatlp wants to get more kills. Now this bottom tower under a lot of trouble. Leona and Elise, sorry, excuse me, with very low HP bars are going to be able to escape from this one. Nobody in any position to take Dragon after that one though, because they're all pretty low, and now Bigfatlp may be in trouble. That Javelin narrowly missing him, but Caitlyn is here. Thresh is making his way down there again as well. Can't stick around too long. don't take too many risks, just play it safe. But with that extra kill, Diana now gonna be able to pick up that Rabadon's death cap, and we already have the Bloodthirster on Wildturtle and Caitlyn, despite Wildturtle still being 40 CS down. There are also 40 CS difference in that mid lane, of course, but at this point, it actually looks as if the red team had a pretty comfortable lead and wanted to extend on it. They're at almost 4,000 gold, 3-0 in towers at this point, and it's 10-5 in kills. Now what are they going to do? The death sentence misses, and that's going to be the signal to re-engage. There's the Zenith Blade, the Shield of Daybreak, and that's going to be another kill over to Graves. Nothing that Thresh could do. Leona just with that engage. After the death sentence misses, Thresh really doesn't have enough left to try and counter-engage once more. So Leona just went in there completely confident in her own abilities, did take him out. Now this is going to be a dragon attempt. The pink ward was just taken out by Panzer Dragon. There's a sweeper. They want the other wards as well. Graves wants that ward in the back of the dragon pit. Doesn't even care. One more hit. He is going to get it. So that's both wards eliminated. Dragon going solo. Sonic Wave came over, but not in time to make anything happen. Diana with a cheeky moonfall over the wall. Wanted to see if she could pull someone in. Couldn't dash to H-core anymore as either, though, after that Crescent Strike did hit her. That's the red team backing off with a nice amount of gold in their pockets and another dragon in their favor. Teemo up in that top lane pushing out a little bit. Cinch still at proxy farming. He's got that giant spell and the tier and the blasting wand, but that's not nearly enough to accomplish everything he wants to do. I'd expect him to build that Riley's Crystal Scepter as soon as possible, but it's not all that's necessary. He'd need something along the lines of a Rod of Ages or something to make him even tankier, I guess, and ramping towards the mid/late game. Right now, he's been executing his own game plan, but it's just not worked out the way they wanted it to. He's back in this top lane, gonna farm this minion wave, but Teemo's been doing pretty well himself, only 10 CS behind, and he's gotten 2 kills to his name. Now the Zenith Blade missing in that bottom lane, doesn't matter, puts down the Solar Flare. There's a Lantern though, that's gonna get them almost out. The Death Sentence lands onto Thresh, but here's Diana from the backside. Look at H-Core taking so much damage, barriers there, not even close. Wildturtle picks up that kill, meanwhile Thresh going under the tower, wanted to escape, but the collateral damage picks up another kill in favor of the red team. Now Singed walking over his shroom, uses Ghost and Ultimate to try and get away from that one, and Teemo comfortably sitting under his tower, chased him off again. Singed still sitting there regenerating ever so slowly in that bush, and now he's going to come out behind the tower, proxy one more wave before trying to get out of there. Nidalee's coming around as well. This could actually get dangerous for Teemo, who did lose quite a bit of HP as well. If he eats a spear, that could mean his death, and here he goes, eats the spear, but he does manage to get far enough under his tower to be safe for the time being. Here comes Singed, takes a tower hit, puts down the slow, and there's the spear from Nidalee. They want this kill, but Teemo's invisible. There goes the shot. That's not going to be enough. He gets taken out, and the tower is going to go down to Singed. Nidalee makes it out safely. Doesn't want to go anywhere, though. There's a shroom in that bush, and Void Boss does attack Nidalee as well. Here comes Diana. Easy double kill. No questions asked. Just walks in there, picks that up, walks away again before Lee Sin can even look at that lane. Nicely done. And at this point, that is a very scary Diana at 3-0-3, a very scary Wildturtle at 6-1-3, and a very scary Elise as well with 4-1-3. And we've previously seen what Teemos can do if they do get the gold they want towards the late game. He's now got that Haunting, guys, and he's only going to get stronger and stronger. The shrooms are going to get more and more annoying once he does finish that Liandry's Torment. And at this point, the blue team has to try and formulate a game plan for the late game, because they're right now 6,000 gold behind. If they want to stall this out, they'll have to push against a maze of Teemo shrooms all over the entire map. They'll have to push against a fed Graves and a fed Diana, which is very, very hard. A very tanky Leona as well. And Elise does so much damage towards the late game as well. They're looking for more kills down there in that bottom lane. Are they going to be able to get anything? Meteos is slightly out of position. Dragon's Rage Kick to try and get himself to safety, but it's not quite going to be enough. The Zenith Blade misses though, and that might mean that he's able to get out alive. Here is another nice flash away from that Cocoon Sonic Wave to get him all the way to the minion wave. He's almost under the bottom outer tower, and there are backwards pings. There are retreat pings coming out from the red team. They're wasting a lot of time on Meteos right now, and Singed is still split pushing that top lane. Finally, his strategy is working out a little bit, but Teemo just recalled, wants to get up there. Diana, meanwhile, in this bottom lane still. Might try for something after landing that Crescent Strike, and meanwhile, Meteos didn't make it all the way out. There's a Solar Flare to tag him actually at the very end. Leona gonna pick up that kill. Nicely done, No Name. That was really close though. I mean, he would have almost been able to get himself executed. Meanwhile, Thresh going down. Did still try to put up a fight, put down that box, but it's not going to be enough. Now Nidalee trying to get onto Panzer Dragon. Panzer Dragon does walk under the tower, might be safe, but the ace in the hole comes out. Flash Nidalee goes in there as well, picks up the kill. Now this tower in the bottom lane finally going out as well. Meanwhile, Leona and Graves trying to chase onto Singed. He's going to try and run onto the base, but he is going to get tagged up, so not anymore. And now he's just leading them in a ringle-ringle-rosy around the base. This split push Singed being very, very obnoxious right now. Wildturtle eating a lot of that poison, and the slow from that Riley's Crystal Scepter really doing work as well. Meanwhile, Nidalee pushing that bottom lane, trying to get onto that tower. Diana at least took out the middle one. Now she has to be careful. Does a nice amount of damage onto Meteos, but Thresh is around. The death sentence landed. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Wildturtle taking on Vubi. Vubi takes him out, though, and as taken out on the return by Leona. Meanwhile, Diana in mid did manage to outplay Lee Sin, and Thresh got that kill as well. So 2-for-1 exchange on the map. Can she get Thresh as well? Yes, she can, and the flash backwards will keep her alive as well. Nicely done. Now Caitlyn is coming in, though. H-Core looking for more blood. Tries to catch up, but that's going to be Diana making it out safely. So the red team really trying to salvage everything. Now Singed teleporting back into the enemy base. Once more going to backdoor a little bit more. Proxy farm another 2 waves. Graves is around, wants to get that kill. Meanwhile, H-Core in mid lane on defensive duty. What is Void Boss doing? This is just such a pain for the red team. They constantly have to spend resources and commit them to the top lane. And the thing is, nobody can even get close to Void Boss, because that's when he'll get scary. Now he's lost about 2/3 off his HP, but so did Wildturtle in that little bit of an engagement, and Void Boss didn't even try to fight him. He just farmed the minion wave and walked away. Now Wildturtle has to be very careful. There's a ghost. Is that fling going to come out? Yes, it will. Right into the poison. Wildturtle, you're in a lot of trouble. Tries to walk away. Here comes Teemo with a flash of the wall. That's going to be the kill picked up. But meanwhile, mid lane outer tower did go down over to the blue team. They did pick that one up, and now Caitlyn is making her way up to the top lane. Does decide to back away. Doesn't quite want to do that. Dragon is alive, so somebody could make a move for that one. Lee Sin was around there. Did clear out a pink ward in that brush. Is just going to back off, though. Graves shoving that top lane as hard as he can. Death sentence over the wall is going to land. Nicely done. Goes in, and here's the ace in the hole from Caitlyn. That's going to be a dead Wildturtle. Wildturtle, that death sentence spelled your death, because you're not allowed to be around there anymore. But meanwhile, Dragon is being taken out. Least taking that one down. 21-9 at this point. 7,000 gold in favor of the red team. But that Singed is still just giving them problems, because he's just going back to that top lane time and time again and shoving. He's just proxy farming it and denying the red team the opportunity to really go for objectives. Now they finally freed it up, because he doesn't have a teleport and is down here in the bottom lane. Diana and Leona catch him out a little bit. Can they get him? There's a solar flare. Diana goes in once more. Was stunned up, slowed up a little bit at least. There was Nidalee on the backside as well, trying to get that kill. Now in the top lane, death sentence missing. Teemo nicely done. Elise is around the corner as well, does go down. Caitlyn, you're in a little bit of trouble. The cocoon misses, though. That's a nice amount of damage, and Thresh walks out of range of that lantern, so she goes down, and now he's gonna die to Wildturtle as well. There's not much that he can do. Where's that collateral damage? There it is. That's gonna pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Diana being chased down by Meteos. Meteos wants that kill. She does go in. Where's the shield? There it is, and Leona goes in with the Zenith Blade. That Dragon's Rage kick, not enough yet, and the tower helps. With that ignite, Diana manages to live, and instead pick up another kill. Nicely done. So another time, red team survives the fight, and now they're going for the Baron. 3 men here. Teemo, Elise, and Wildturtle. The Spiderlings not even tanking up the Baron. Elise doing that mainly now. The Spiderlings did go down, but Baron is dead as well. Completely uncontested before anyone could react. Here comes Nidalee, but it was a little bit late. Stepped onto a shroom, so did take a lot of damage. Wanted to spear Elise, but she repelled up into the air. There's Teemo actually eating one, but there are 2 more shrooms around the corner. Vubi eats one. That's going to make him back off. It's kind of dangerous. There's another one that he's about to step on. Yes, he'll hit it. Did throw another shroom at Teemo, though, so it stopped them from going back at least. Now comes Diana onto Thresh. Does so much damage. Ignite comes out. Not going to be enough. Diana picking up another kill. Nicely done. Thresh had stepped onto another shroom as well, so that certainly didn't help. She's got that Lich Bane completed now, which means she does even more damage. And here she goes. Another Crescent Strike. Not quite landing onto. There's a surrender vote, actually, out of the blue team. GG, well played. The plan not quite working out for them. That split push, that top lane proxy farm from Singed was a nice idea in the beginning, but there was not enough of it to make it really count. And in the meantime, Diana got really fed. Wildturtle, after that wave of disconnects early on, did manage to get quite fit himself as well. So in the end, it wasn't enough, and Wildturtle's team is able to take the win. No Name with another win to his name. GG, well played to both of these teams, and congratulations on the free RP. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a like, or subscribed to my channel, or even followed me on Twitter. I will put all the relevant links in the description, because I will be back with more solo and duo casts of my friends, and upload those here. So if you like what you just heard, come back again, check back in every now and then, because there will be new stuff. Anyway, I hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.